Hi, I'm Brock Sheets, and I'm the CEO of Willowise, and want to just thank you for taking a brief moment to walk through this demonstration of memorial websites that we have available here from Willowise. We're going to actually take a look at my dad's memorial website. My dad was named David Sheets. He passed away in January. He was a great man, and this memorial website was our honor to put together to remember his life and legacy. And I think it does a really good job. I can also say this, our family comes back to this very regularly. It's convenient because anywhere we have a browser window, which typically is in our pocket, we can access this memorial website and take a look at the guest book, photos. Anytime those emotions kind of come up, we can come and visit and remember my dad. And so we'll start right up here at the top. The name of the website, I realize that the URL is not visible in your view, but it is actually located at honoringdavidsheets.com. We chose a very easy to remember URL and the same options available for you. It can be honoring first name, last name. It could be remembering first name, last name. It could just be first name, last name if that URL is available. Any combination that you would like, as long as that URL is available at standard domain registry rates, we can acquire that for you and put your loved one's memorial website at that destination. In terms of privacy, if you have any concerns and you want the memorial website to be password protected, we can also hide all of the content behind a password of your choosing. Then only people who have the URL and the password that you've given them can access the website. So that's just a little way of creating a little bit more security behind what's visible. The site itself is mobile optimized. So when you view this on a mobile device, everything stacks very neatly. The menu item up here at the top switches over to that little three-line hamburger view that everybody's kind of familiar with on mobile browsing. And the menu itself is just jump links that take you further down the page. So if I click on photos, I just want to get there very quickly. It takes me down there. And if I want to get back up to the top, I can just click on that little up button at the bottom of the page. The main background image is one that, in this case, I took this photo, and it's indicative of who my dad was, some of his characteristics. Great is Thy Faithfulness was his favorite hymn. He played piano. He sang. So this was a very important image for us. If you have an image like that you would like to use as a background image, we can use that. I will say it's important that that background image doesn't dominate the page. You want something with, depth of field, a very artistic image. And so if you don't have something like that, that's perfectly acceptable. We actually sometimes prefer that the Willowise team goes out and finds something based on what you describe. So if your loved one loved to travel and Venice was their favorite city, what we can do is go find a really nice artistic image of Venice and use that as the background image of the memorial website. And then you're going to supply us with the hero image of the memorial website. We're also going to use this same image of your loved one. We're going to use that on thank you notes, invitations, order of service, anything like that. We're going to use this main image that you provide us of your loved one. As we start to move down the page, I'll also make note of one little call out that sort of remains persistent here. One of your goals is going to be, more than likely, to get as many people as possible to sign the guest book so that you can have those remembrances together. So right up here at the top of the page is a little call out that if you hover over it, just says, please sign the guest book. And if you click on it, it takes you right down to the guest book. So as we move down the page, we do have the next section, which in my dad's case, we chose to do an obituary. Or if you want to do a biography or any other sort of text here, we can include that text here on the site. Most clients choose to do an obituary. And as we move down, the next section is the memorial service itself. So in our case, as the example we're looking at, this is all past tense. But if the memorial service is upcoming, we will include more present tense verbiage and change it when the memorial service passes. So if you have an in-person memorial service at a church, a funeral home, a synagogue, any physical location, we can include verbiage that says, the family invites you to join us for a celebration of life. Include the dates, the times, and the address of where that's going to be held. And we can also include a link to Google Maps if you'd like. If you're doing a virtual service with Willowise, we can embed the registration right here in the memorial website. So this would say, the Sheets family invites you to join us for a virtual celebration of life. And instead of saying view, it's going to say register. And then once the event passed, that register button changes to a view button, and this becomes how you watch the recording of the memorial service. This next section is actually unique to my dad, but I share it because I want to show the type of flexibility and creativity you can have in putting together a memorial website for your loved ones. And we put out a call for anybody who had served under my dad's choral direction who wanted to join a virtual choir in his honor could do so. And so we compiled all these videos and had a production company actually edit that together into this virtual choir piece. And we got to include that on his memorial website. We also included it in the memorial service itself. So if you actually view the memorial service, it's later on during the service. But we wanted a specific call out for that virtual choir piece on the memorial website. And I share that just to show the type of flexibility that's available. So if you've got some type of multimedia that you want to share, whether that's a video, maybe your loved one performed in some way or another, we can include and embed a video on the memorial website. If there's specific photos or some type of presentation or artwork or some kind, or maybe MP3s, maybe there's a musical piece. As long as copyright allows, we can share that on the memorial website. The next section is the photos. We can professionally design a slideshow for you that will look great, be very moving, and it's just a great way to honor your loved one. And we can include that in the memorial website. And then we get to the photo gallery itself, which has this scrolling carousel. So I can choose to just view the thumbnails if I'd like, or I can zoom in and click to view individual images. Hey, look, who's that handsome guy? Then we have the donation portal. And this is an option if there's a charity or a cause that's near and dear to your loved one's heart, or something that would honor your loved one that you want people to give in honor of them. We can include a link to that charity. And then lastly, we get down here to the guest book. And there are some really, really great features that I want to talk about here. And this is one of the most powerful parts of the Willowise experience. And the first and most important thing is people can comment without having a social media profile. A lot of people have sworn off social media. They don't want their information being sold for advertising purposes. So they just don't want to have a social media profile. This is a great option for those types of folks who don't have those profiles, who can now engage with remembrances about your loved one. So they can post tributes, memories, condolences. This is a rich text editor, so they can do bold, italicize, underline. You can include links. So if there's items that you want to link to in your comment, you can. And then this is a great feature. You can also attach images. So if there are photos that people have that they want to share of your loved one, they can actually do that right in the guest book, which is really helpful because I didn't have all the photos of my dad out there. Obviously, tons of people had lots of photos that they shared within the guest book. And so it's really neat for our family to be able to look through those photos other people have of my dad and how they remember him. And so this is a great functionality. As you can see, there's some nice anti-spam features here, so you don't have to worry about anything getting in that you don't want. Folks can also choose to subscribe to the guest book and be made aware anytime somebody posts something. So that's a really helpful benefit as well. And then within the entries themselves, people can like, they can reply, you can reply to replies. So you can create some really engaging discussion threads within the guest book itself. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration, and I hope you can see the value of what a memorial website can do for your loved one and for you. Like I said, this is something that my family comes back to on a regular basis to remember my dad, to remember what he meant to all of us. And it's as convenient as the browser window on our cell phone. Um, Hope you enjoyed this demonstration. If you have any further questions, please reach out to the Willowise team. We can set up a complimentary 30-minute consultation to answer any questions you might have about memorial websites or about virtual memorial services and receptions. We'd be honored to help you honor your loved ones.